Hello, welcome to this video. Here we are looking at a question that came in 2014. This is paper 2, question 2, section A. So the question reads, figure 2.0 shows the movement of dissolved substances in the digestive system and some associated parts. So we can see the figure there. Here we have the bloodstream. Here we have a tissue. Here we have the ileum. And we can see all sorts of processes, reactions that are taking forth there. So the questions are saying name the structures labeled I and J. So how do we identify what structure is I? Okay, what structure is I? So we can see that for I, you have a substance K that is being turned to another substance that we know. We call this one glycogen. Okay, so we know that only glucose can turn into glycogen. Okay, so we know that K is basically just glucose. Okay, K is what? Glucose. So the process of turning glucose to glycogen, this it needs to happen in the liver. Okay, it needs to happen in the liver. Okay, and also we should also know the enzyme involved. So the enzyme that is involved, we call this enzyme, it is called glucagon. Okay, so that's the name of the enzyme. It is called glucagon, and this enzyme comes from the pancreas. Okay, so this process takes place in the liver. Okay, so I there, it is simply that structure I, it is simply the liver. Okay, so I is the liver, and then J, the structure, that one, even the way they draw it, it looks like a muscle. Okay, so that is a muscle, and the fact that you have lactic acid there, glucose turning into lactic acid. Okay, so when glucose turns into lactic acid, this is a state where the body is lacking enough oxygen to oxidize the glucose properly. So structure J, that one, it's basically the muscle. Okay, so structure J is the muscle. Then question B, name one product of digestion in the ileum which is not transported by blood. So we need a product that we will find in the ileum, but then the key word here, we're told this is not transported by blood. Okay, meaning it needs to be transported by something else. Okay, so this product of digestion, it is simply name one product of digestion. So the product here that we are talking about is something that needs to be transported. So if blood is not transporting that substance, meaning it is that substance is being transported by what we call the lymphatic system. Okay, so the lymphatic system, which has these lymphatic vessels. Okay, and these, they will transport fats. Okay, that's the fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, fatty acids and glycerol. So those are the products there after the digestion of lipids is done. Okay, you have fatty acids and actually glycerol. Okay, so name one product. So here the answer is, okay, so that's the answer for this question, fatty acids and glycerol, or you can just say fatty, okay, acids. Name the enzyme in the ileum whose activity produces glucose. So what enzyme will produce glucose? Okay, so we know that when things are reaching the ileum, the starch is now at what we call it's now at what we call the maltose, and then it needs to be converted to glucose. So the enzyme, it's called maltase. Okay, The enzyme is called maltase. Okay, enzyme is called maltase. All right, so the enzyme is called maltase here. Okay, all right. Right, question C says substance K, when broken down, produces a waste substance and glycogen. Identify substance K, of which we already identified what substance K is. Okay, substance K happens to be glucose. Suggest two uses of substance K in the body. What are the uses of glucose in the body? Okay, so one, glucose is used for energy. Okay, that's the primary use of glucose in the body. It is for energy, so it provides the body with what? With energy. Okay, with energy. Okay, so uses of glucose mainly is for energy, synthesis of glucagon. Okay, then state under what conditions the product, we're talking about the product in J, is produced. So lactic acid, under what conditions is it produced? So it is produced during anaerobic condition, where the body has depleted oxygen, okay, or it has limited oxygen. Okay, so anaerobic conditions, and also hypoxic conditions, where hypoxic conditions when tissues experience a low supply of oxygen. Okay, this can happen during intense exercises, okay, maybe during a sickness or shock or a trauma. Okay, then anaerobic conditions, when there is actually when oxygen is scarce in the muscles especially. Okay, so I think we've answered all the questions here. Okay, I hope you've learned something. I'll see you in my next video. So for those that would like to join our tuitions, you can contact me on this number. All right, right there. Okay, so I hope to see you in the next video.